trees. It's two cities and they're only...
Huh? All right. Well, I knew the job was dangerous when I took it. I hope she doesn't yell too much. Hello, Amy.
Hello.
Thanks
you
for calling. Sorry we hung up on you earlier.
No problem.
It would have been nice to have both of you on.
No, it was great to hear the whole conversation and just to sit back and listen
and laugh and laugh at the stupid fat white guy.
No, I mean I think it's certainly an opportunity to respond, and people. It seems apparent, I mean, comments that you've made, comments that others have made are quite presumptuous for people that don't know us. And
possibly.
I can certainly tell you that Nikki and I have had no guidance from any council in Chicago. We live in Indiana, so why would we have guidance from Chicago when we live in Indiana now?
Well, that doesn't make any difference at all, because why would I go to dinner in Illinois when I live in Indiana? So, I mean,
I would go to dinner in Illinois because in Munster, unfortunately, you can smoke in the restaurant, so I actually would go to dinner in Illinois so I can not have to... Okay, so speaking of getting off topic, let's get back on topic and talk about community hospital.
All right, go
and
ahead.
The policies.
Go ahead.
So if Nikki were to have to go to the hospital, and some have argued, including you, that they don't consider us a family. Is that correct? Because we're not.
That's gathering from what I'm just gathering all that from the story and what you guys have told me.
Well,
I don't know
community
for a fact.
Statement, which is what the newspaper article uncovered, was that they subscribe to the state of Indiana's definition of marriage.
Okay.
Not family, marriage, when they're defining family.
All right.
That's what their choice is, to subscribe to the state of Indiana's definition of marriage.
All
However,
right.
they can define family the way they want to define family.
Okay.
And if Nikki does have to go to the hospital, and chances are likely that she might. She's had emergency room visits before when we lived in Chicago, and now that she's in chemo, she might. I will be interested to see if community hospital will take our family health plan. They reject that all.
I think that's a fair question, and again, one, I don't feel as though Nikki was completely honest with me on a lot of things. She was very confrontational. I know when someone is confronting me, and she was. And you are asking questions as though it sounds like now to me you wouldn't mind laying a little trap for them over at community hospital. That's what it sounds like.
A little what?
A little trap.
No, actually, it's funny. Someone said that we have this whole thing planned out. We don't have time to go and plan stuff out. To be honest, if we had time, I think we would pursue this issue further. And perhaps maybe we will. We haven't had time. We don't have time to run around. We have a child. I'm working full time. Nicolai's battling cancer. We don't have time to lay traps and do this. We went to the gym that's closest to where we live. If you look at Nikki and my history over the last 11 years, you'll see that same trend.
Well, what would be the point, and let me ask you, what would be the point if you went to the hospital and they said, fine, we'll accept your family plan? Then what is your reaction to that?
Well, to me, that would be a paradox. That would be contradictory to the definition of family that they're subscribing to.
And what insurance, or what is the basis of the insurance on the family? Something obviously that you got in Illinois.
That's where I work, correct.
Okay.
However, there are schools, and there are, in the field that I work, there are institutions, for example, Purdue University, Indiana University, and they are in the state of Indiana, and they have same-sex partner benefits. You don't have to be married, and your partner can be on the health insurance plan.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
And that's at Purdue University, all across the state of Indiana, Purdue universities, and all Indiana universities, and I imagine perhaps others as well.
Well, before you get into a situation that may be life-threatening, why don't you just pick up the phone and call community and tell them exactly what you're telling me? Here's what I got.
I actually
Will you honor it?
call community hospital. I did call community hospital.
What did they say?
Hello?
What did they say?
They said that they had actually never been asked that question before.
So
that was the response.
They're going to get back to you.
No, they didn't get back to me. They just said they'd never been asked that question. And we do have a lot going on in our lives. And,
understood. So you asked them about this, and they said, we've never been asked this question. Goodbye. Thank you for calling. Don't call us back ever again. And hung up the phone.
The woman that I spoke with, I called her on the phone, and when I actually was shocked, and to be honest, most people, when we tell them, including people in Indiana, when we tell them that we were rejected from a family membership plan, they can't believe it, and, I'm not just talking, I'm talking about, and of course, folks might say, well, of course, those are the people that you associate with, but these are people that have gotten to know us over our 11 years together. So perhaps if others get to know us, and I think that this is why Nikki and I are trying to get our story out there, then they would see that we are no different than any other family. And in fact, we have a pretty solid relationship